What is up, y'all? The River King is back, and no, this ain't one of my usual videos. Today I'm going to be showing y'all every product that I use to do a European mount on a whitetail deer. And if you use all these products and you complete this process, you should have a clean, white looking Euro mount that looks like this. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Clean, smells great, looks great, and you ought to be very happy with it. So let's get into this. Starting off, if you want to do a Euro mount from home with your own equipment, you're gonna need two things. The method that I use is a power washing boiling method. Some people will soak them in water for weeks. I prefer not to do that because it's a very slow method. So I use the power washing boiling method, and it works very well for me. But one thing with that method, I will say, you are definitely going to want to get you some either waders or some type of waterproof suit to wear when you are power washing these skulls, because it can be a very nasty, dirty process, and over time you'll get tired of that. So definitely get you something to cover you. First off, you're going to need a boiling pot. I have just a metal, I don't know, bigger than a 5-gallon bucket, little pan that I use. I'll throw a video of it in here. Then I have a turkey burner that I just picked up from Academy that I use to boil these, and it works great. So that's what I use. And then I have a little plug-in power washer from Lowe's that I use. I don't know the PSI or anything on it, but it works great for these skulls. Some people use 2 to 3 different heads on their power washer. I do not. I just use one head because I don't want to switch it out. I'm sure there is some that do work better, but I just use the one head. And so yeah, you're gonna need those two things to start off. And then one thing a lot of people don't cover in their video is every product that you're gonna need to degrease this skull and get it white. I'll do another video that shows everything you need to do, from getting the hide off to cleaning it to boiling it. But this video is mainly to show you guys every product that you're gonna need and where to get it at to make one of these skulls look like this. So first off, you're gonna wanna boil the skull, get it nice and cleaned off your power washer. Try to get about 90 to 98% of that fat, that tissue, get it all off that skull. Then you're gonna wanna come in, and when you're doing this, you're gonna wanna pop these ear sockets out, pop all that out, poke your little hole back here to the brain cavity, and wallow that out real good so you can get in there with your power washer and clean all that brain tissue and brain cavity out. Otherwise, that is a very nasty spot that will stink if you do not get it properly cleaned. Another spot is the nasal cavity. You're gonna wanna get you some needle nose pliers or something. Get down in there and get that nasal cavity out, because it turns into like I don't know, a jello-y, yellow, nasty. It will stink over time as well. So get all that cleaned off your skull in the process of the boiling process. And the next process you're gonna do is the degreasing process. One thing I forgot to mention, I like to pour, when you're doing the boiling process, pour you a good dose of Dawn's dish soap in there. I mean, do not go light on it. Dose it down with that, and then take you a scoop or so of OxiClean. And what this will do is, this will degrease that skull and clean that skull up for you as you're boiling it. And then after I boil it in that for, I'd say, an hour to hour and 15 minutes probably. And then when you're all done with the boiling process, the power washing process, you're gonna wanna take you some Dawn's dish soap as well. Take you a 5-gallon bucket, fill it up with clean water, and take you a good dose of Dawn's dish soap and just dice it down. You're gonna wanna let that set for probably, I usually let mine set for 2 days in that water with Dawn's dish soap, and it usually gets them pretty clean. It'll degrease these things you don't realize how much grease there is in one of these skulls, but there is a lot of grease in one of these deer skulls. So that'll pull all the grease out. If you let it sit in there for about 2 days, you should have basically all the grease should be out of that skull. It should be cleaned up, ready for the whitening process. The whitening process is the process that I never could figure out how to do real well. Until recently, I've discovered a new product that I really like. But another thing I forgot to mention is before you do the boiling, you don't have to do this in the first boiling process, but I prefer to do it. You're gonna want to take you some plastic wrap, wrap them bases and them horns up real good. It's about the first time. Just wrap them real good, and then take you some, I prefer black electrical tape. This duct tape works. Wrap it up to keep that plastic held on there real tight, kind of waterproof it. That way it keeps any of that coloring from coming out of those horns. You don't want the discoloring. It doesn't look as good, and you'll have to restain. So do that in the first boiling process, and then you're gonna want to do that again when you do the whitening process. So the product I used to use was I actually used the Salon 40 volume peroxide, but this is the 30. This is just what I had laying around. Then you're gonna want to get you some Quick White. You're gonna want to mix both of those together and make it kind of a I don't know, like a yogurty mix out of that, and just put it all over that skull, and then wrap it in. You're gonna want to wrap that in plastic wrap as well, and let it set for at least 3 days, and just let it set there, soak into that skull. And that method works pretty well, but I don't like how you have to let it set for that long, and it just doesn't look quite as clean to me. So recent skulls that I've been doing, I've been using a little different solution for the whitening, and it works very well. It's a Soft Swim C. You can get this at any like swimming pool store, I think a spa. I think you can get it at any spa. You can also order it online. And it is 27% 5 peroxide, so it's very strong. I believe it's stronger than the other kind. And what you're gonna wanna do with this one is you're gonna wanna mix it with water. So you're gonna wanna do 3 gallons of water per every 1 gallon of this. And you're gonna wanna mix that in and then turn it to a boil. So you're gonna actually wanna heat that up. The hotter it gets, the more it whitens, so that is the method on it. I usually get mine to a slow rolling boil, and then I'll just cut the fire down, and I'll just stick my heads in there for 10 minutes each, and let them set. After 10 minutes, you pull them out, you power wash them off real good. You want to cut your wrap off the horns, power wash those off. Just do not get too close to the horns when you are cleaning those, because you will take coloring off of them. But after 10 minutes of that, you should have a skull that looks just as white as this, and should be very clean. One thing about that oxidizer as well is if there's any, maybe a little leftover fat or tissue on that bone, the oxidizer is going to kind of turn that to like a jello, and the power washer will take it off very easily. So that's another thing that does help with. So if you do not get your skull 100% degreased or get every bit of the fat off, that will help take it off on the last boil. So that is a big plus behind that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that you do need to do one of these Euro mounts. This here you can get at a pool spa, and any local pool store should have it, or order it online. It's only like 20 something bucks for 1 gallon of this, so not crazy high. This you can get from a hair salon, or just order it online. You can get this same spot. Not bad stuff. If you're doing just a couple euros, this might be best route to go. But if you're doing a big quality of them, I would definitely go with the Soft Swim C, because you can do multiple with one boiling, so that's a plus to it. This I just got at Walmart, as well as this. You take the handle off of this because it comes with a handle, and you will be able to wrap them bases a lot easier without hitting any tines. So yeah, get this at Walmart. Get this at Walmart or your local dollar store. Also, the OxiClean, you basically know you can get that anywhere. But this stuff definitely helps on your first boil to degrease these skulls. It did a number on mine. I used to not use it, and my skulls were never getting all the grease out of them, as well as the Dawn's dish soap. So these two things right here are very important. A skull mount to get them very clean and degreased. But that pretty much covers it. If y'all got any questions, drop it in the comments. I do want to do another video on this and actually show you guys a full video on how I do mine and kind of show you how to skin them out and all that. But I will say, when you do skin those skulls, make sure to get as much fat and as much meat off of that skull as you can before you go to boil, because that'll help you with not over boiling that skull, because it will damage your skull if you do boil it for too long. So definitely cut as much off as you can before you boil, and that'll help. But yeah, all these products here is what you're going to need, and if you do everything like I just explained, you will have a good looking skull mount by the end of it. So yeah, check it out. This is a recent one I did and turned out great. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is, if you do have a little bit of discoloring from maybe the peroxide getting up on your horns or your power washer getting too close, you can get a wax-based stain, wood stain, and I don't have any right now, but I will get some, and you can just touch up around those bases and make it look completely normal. So if you do care about that, which mine, I'm not too picky on that, but yeah, you can touch that up and make it look perfectly normal. So that's it, guys. We'll definitely do another video if y'all want it, and show you a little more of the breakdown on it. But for now, this is it, and thank y'all for watching. River King's gonna be posting videos here again soon, so stay tuned to the channel.